All right, I want to preface this video by saying that I am a very safe drone operator and owner. I never fly in Manhattan between the buildings and all that stuff that people are always doing. It's extremely unsafe, extremely. When I do fly here in Brooklyn, I usually just take it straight up. The only people below it are me, and I check the wind. I never fly it high enough so that it interferes with helicopters or planes. And when I do fly it around, it's usually in a remote part of New York City, like the beach or something like that, where no one else is around. But I think that I'm getting ahead of myself. Obviously, you saw the title of this video, so let's rewind back. But first, about a month or so ago, New York had a squall. It was like an all of a sudden, out of nowhere, winter snowstorm. Didn't last that long, maybe about an hour or so, maybe even 30 minutes, but it was snow blowing sideways, very cold temperatures. I didn't actually go out in it. I planned to stay inside because I couldn't find my gloves and I didn't have a proper coat and stuff. But my friend Tal, he was out there. He was right next to the river. If you want to check out what it was like, you can go watch his video, clicking in the upper corner. But right after that, the sky cleared up. It was still really, really cold outside, but the sky cleared up. There was no more winter storm. And I got a message from Tal that said, "Guys, are you seeing this sunset right now?" And if you've watched this channel for any period of time, you know that I am in love with sunsets. I absolutely love them more than most things in the world. And so I was having major FOMO. I wasn't going to get all of my stuff together, my coat and all that kind of stuff, and head out to where he was next to the river. It would have taken too long. I would have missed it. But what if I take my drone up in my backyard? I've done it before. Just nothing's above me. Just go straight up, shoot the skyline of Manhattan from here in Brooklyn, and then bring it down. So that's what I did. I set it down, calibrated, everything was good. I took off. It was floating about 10 feet in the air. Everything was fine. I put it up a little bit more, about 40 or 50 feet, and then all of a sudden, it was fighting the wind. And I thought, oh, maybe it's because it's right at the top of the buildings. There's some wind coming through the building. So I took it up a little bit more, and that's when the drone started drifting. And not just a little bit, but like a lot, pretty quickly. It was because of the wind. And so oh crap, let me just get the shot, let me get the photo and the video, and then bring it down right away. So I got my shot, then I tried to bring the drone back, and it wouldn't come back. It just kept drifting and drifting further away from where I was at. And the bad part was that because there's my apartment building and other apartment buildings in between, I lost the video signal completely. That's when I started to freak out. So I ran down into my apartment, ran outside to the front, where the main street is at, and was looking at, there's a little map on the controller on my phone that shows the trajectory, the path of the drone. So I'm following that. I'm running down the street. It doesn't follow streets, it's going over buildings. So I'm running along streets trying to get to it. I finally reconnect the video signal to the drone because I'm close enough, and I look and I'm like, where is it? So I tilt the camera down to try to figure out where it's at, and it's like worst case nightmare scenario. The drone is above the subway tracks. I forgot to mention the battery's dying because it's so cold and it's been flying for a bit now. If it were to just fall onto the subway tracks, I would likely go to prison. I'd likely get charged as a felony and go to prison. So this is nightmare, worst case scenario. So first thing I do is quick, boom, slam the controller to the left, try to get as far away from the train tracks as I can, and it works. I go away from the railroad tracks, the subway tracks, and it's above a building, and then that's when it's telling me battery's too low to keep the video signal. I lose video signal. It says it's trying to find a good place to land. I don't know where that's at. I'm on the block, but I don't know where on the block it is. And so it says it lands, and I'm looking around. I don't see it anywhere in the streets. So the only two logical options are that it's either on top of a building or it's behind a building. So I'm looking around at the map, trying to figure out where exactly it would be, and identify two businesses that are right next to each other that are likely the businesses where my drone landed. And plus, right before the signal cut out, I could sort of see the rooftop. Let me show you. Because it does save some video to my phone, that's what I saw. And so I call up these places. The one says come back tomorrow morning at 8, and the other one doesn't open until 8 the next morning. So let's actually jump back. I took some video when this was happening, so let's jump back and take a look at me trying to get hold of these businesses and figuring this out. Up there. I think it's up there. Could be there, but I'm pretty sure it's up there. Only problem is they are not open and they are not answering their phone. And it's -4 with the wind chill. Back to the apartment. All right, let's call the place where I think my drone is at on their roof.
Thank you for calling International Fireproof Door Company. If you prefer, you may dial 8 to leave your name, your telephone number.
Hello, my name is Jacob Carlson. I called last evening rather, because I believe that my quadcopter had landed on your roof. Thanks, bye. So when I called them last night, their line said that they were closed, but they open at 8 a.m. So I made sure to go over there right first thing in the morning at 8 a.m. Doors are still closed. The place looks a little sketchy. I just hope it's a legitimate business and they're able to get back to me soon, because I'm sort of biding my time. If it rains or if it snows while it's still up there, there's a much higher chance that the Mavic will be damaged permanently. Also, part of me is worried that someone is going to go up there, look to see if it's up there. It's going to be up there, and they're going to want to keep it. And so they're going to just tell me that, no, it's not up there, and they're going to keep the Mavic for themselves. I should assume the best in people, but just part of me worries about that. So now it's a waiting game. I was wondering if someone would be able to check, or if I can come over and check. I know I live very near where you are.
What fell down? I didn't hear.
I'm sorry?
What fell down? I didn't hear.
Oh, it was a quadcopter.
You can come by whenever you feel, as long as you call in advance.
I can stop by and come to see if it's on the roof?
Yeah, the ladder here, I never even tried opening it. Like the hatch on top of it.
Okay.
So if you want to try to go out on the roof, I have no issue with that.
Is it possible I can stop by at 9:30?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop by at 9:30 and I'll give you a call.
No problem.
That is good news. That's really good news. The other good news is that he's going to let me go up there on my own. I mean, most places wouldn't let me do that because of insurance purposes, but the fact that I get to go up there means that I get to check to see if it's up there, not someone else. So I'm excited. Got about a half an hour. I'm going to watch some Rhett and Link, eat my breakfast, and then we'll head over. It looks like it's a beautiful day, but it's so cold. It's a good sign. The door's open now. Just need to go up to the roof. Let me call the guy. Morning.
Perfect day to do something else I'm listening to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've tried this. I don't know how simple this is going to be.
Okay.
And you can go ahead and try it.
I appreciate it. Oh my God, there it is. There it is. Landed perfectly. Oh, thank God. Thank God. What an adventure. Hey Google, turn everything on, please.
Sure. Turning on 9 lights.
Thank you.
The window is off
Okay.
right now, so I can't
Yeah,
get
I know.
just-
Okay, thank you.
It looks like 2 things
All
are
right.
available right now.
So I have the drone, I have it, it's safe, it's unscathed, surprisingly, but I don't know if it actually still works. I'm not gonna take it up here again and run the risk of losing it, or crashing it or whatever. So I gotta figure out how to test this thing. You know, I'm going to Phoenix this weekend for a bachelor party. Maybe I'll take it there. Let's do that. Let's take it to Phoenix and see if it still works. In case you're wondering, the weather is absolutely fantastic here, and I'm so happy about it. Ah, it still works. It still works. Oh, I was so worried. I was so worried. I'm really lucky that my drone didn't break, but even more so, I am extremely lucky that I didn't cause any damage to any property or hurt anyone. I know this is like a fun little story and that all that, but in all seriousness, flying quadcopters, drones, any sort of unmanned vehicles is extremely dangerous, and you have to be extremely careful when you're doing it. I know it seems cool when you get like some really cool like aerial shots, especially stuff that people don't get, or in places where people haven't gotten that stuff before, but you just need to be safe. So please be safe. Use my story as a sort of a tale, a lesson for you to just be safe when you're flying. Check everything and don't fly where you're not supposed to. All that being said, I'm sure you want to see the footage. The footage and the photos, the stuff that I risked my drone for. Let's take a look. Not bad. I was happy with the footage and the photos. Was it worth almost losing my drone? I don't know about that, but they look sort of cool. And yes, I wear this shirt a lot. I made it for myself to remind myself of these two things, and so I wear the shirt a lot. I like it. I don't sell it, but I could if you guys are interested. If you would buy one of these, let me know in the comments below. Or actually, vote in the poll up in the upper left-hand corner, upper right-hand corner, if you would buy one of these if I sold them. And I hope that you enjoyed this format, this more of a story time type format. I enjoyed this. I have a lot of stories to tell, and actually I have a video coming out in a few days talking about a time way back in like 2009 or 2010 when I starred in a college humor video that no one knows about. No one knows I starred in it. So make sure you subscribe so you can see when that video comes out, and I appreciate you watching. But before we go, I have one more thing.